Hi guys, it's me, Kat. This is HandyRU. Hope everybody's doing really well today. Mr. Handy's doing pretty good, so thank you guys for praying for him and helping him out. And yeah, this is a shout out to one of our channel members. And being a member of the channel means you've hit the blue join button that's on the front of this channel. And it's a big one. Can't miss it. And it's a YouTube thing. So you can pay just a little bit a month, like I think it's a couple of dollars a month, and you can be a member. And then your little star next to your name when you are in chat or something, or comments, changes the longer that you're a member. And this is one of our first members. So this is a shout out to Lori Valdez. Hi, Lori. How you doing? And she has a channel too, so you guys should look at Lori's channel. And she asked a question in comments, and she said, could Princess Diana, by any chance, have played Princess Leia on Star Wars? You know, and it was Carrie Fischer was the actress from Star Wars. So I mean, who knows? So I thought I'd look at it. So I worked on it for a while, and it looks like probably not. Probably she wasn't Princess Leia, but I found some interesting things out about Carrie Fischer. So I thought you would want to hear this. So, okay. So Carrie Fischer, yeah, she's the daughter of Debbie Reynolds and Bobby Fischer. And she, like I said, she played Princess Leia, or Leia, I don't know. And I was reading these odd things about her online, and they made a big point of saying she had a French bulldog named Gary, and it was her emotional support dog, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just interesting that they kept saying they said quite a bit about this dog. So anyway, French bulldog in Hebrew gematria says, you won't even believe this. This is so obvious what happened to Carrie Fischer. Okay. It equals, please listen. Under siege. I'm sorry, I was always looking at the wrong spot because the camera's on the far end. Okay, French bulldog. Please listen. Under siege. So she was under siege. Harassment. Magic. I don't know if I should say the word. I spell it backwards. X-E-S. Okay, that word. The dog star. Okay, she was a star. Up to me. This all matches. This all matches. French bulldog. Up to me. A time to kill. Okay. Raise up. A second coming. Miracle event. Tell mankind it's fun. Okay, all that is in Hebrew gematria 445. So to me, when you listen to this, she was being harassed, and it was about those evil guys, the cabal, and it involved XCS backwards, right? And it was up to her to leave. It said it right there, up to me and under siege. A second coming, she's coming back. And this is from French bulldog. So in simple, French bulldog is 127, and it equals looks like me. Okay, like I think she was replaced. I'm not sure, like partway through her career, you know, that's a chance that that's what happened. Retirement. That's a wrap, like it's over. God, I need guidance. Great actors. Okay, listen to this. Departures. Sympathy, and then just two words, and mourn, and funeral home. I mean, doesn't this, I have never gotten a bunch of things like this, ever. You know, so it looked like she was gone. Then resurrect, sleeper agent, and be seeing you. So we're going to see, she's going to be one of those ones we see again. Guys, this is amazing. Let's see. Okay. Then I just did the dog's name, Gary. It's Hebrew, it's 488, and it equals time to break free. And let's see, in simple, it's 51. Gary is delete, guard, hiding, cloaked, goon, like hiding from a goon, back, 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 like coming back. You know, 3 times you say back. So she had to fake her death, and it's just amazing. And she might have had a clone, or at least somebody that took her place. I would think the Cabal probably did that. But anyway, isn't that cool? So Carrie Fischer, who was Princess Leia, we're going to see her again. And yeah, I think that's so cool. So thank you, Lori, for asking that question, because that really was an exciting one. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh, and then Mr. Handy's been watching basketball, like you know, college basketball playoffs, like crazy. And it's making him very happy. It's the highlight of his year, is the college basketball playoffs, you know. And I just thought about the Final Four, the phrase, the Final Four, and it made me think of that the 4 witnesses, you know, how I always say there's 4 witnesses, not 2 in Revelation 11, and the beast and all that stuff, and they die, and then they come back in 3.5 days. And so I'm thinking, could the phrase, the term, I should say, the Final Four for the basketball playoffs, was that put in place by the White Hats a long time ago? And that's a reference that we'll look back on and go, oh yeah, that was the 4 witnesses that they're referring to, you know. So I think that it could be the Final Four in Hebrew, Jewish, I don't know which one to say, 525. It's code name to remember, like the Final Four, code name to remember. Diana Trump. You know, I might have already done this one. I did this one. Never mind. I didn't have it in the right, I didn't have it with the right packet of papers, so I did it again. Anyway, I do think the Final Four is a reference to the 4 witnesses. So anyway, oh, and I watched this next one. Oh, I watched a John White video from SPOOKY-2, you know, because you guys helped us get the SPOOKY-2. All you know, some of you sent cards, some of you did buy me coffee and PayPal and all that, and Venmo, and, you know, all that good stuff that helped us. And anyway, so I was watching John White, and he's the inventor of SPOOKY-2. And SPOOKY-2, when you spell out 2, T-W-O, and yeah, SPOOKY-2 equals John F. Kennedy Jr., and that's 159. So that's who invented SPOOKY-2. And he's John White. Sometimes I think Diana and him switched places, but whatever. You know, lately I've been thinking of John as John, but I think sometimes I've seen him as Diana. Anyway, so I was watching a John White video, and it was called Sama, like question and answer, that was the name, SAMA, episode 16, Spooky Central Q&A. And at 45:33, okay, so he's talking about, at that point in the video, he's talking about the, they're not lasers. I don't know why I keep saying the wrong thing. One is called a Fanatron tube, and another one is a straight tube. And anyway, they're super, super powerful. And one is like made exactly the same way that Royal Rife made his tube that healed people from cancer. And it's like a bubble with a plastic shield on it. And you can't look at it because you hurt your eyes and everything. Anyway, so there were things like around like that, and that one's glass. The straight tube is like a polycarbonate, you know, so that one wouldn't break, but the glass one would break. So as he's talking, and he's got the things sitting around on a table, he's talking, then you hear glass break. And I was just like, my heart jumped, and I went, oh my gosh, something broke. It's bad. It's really bad. And, but it was at 45:53. It was interesting. So you won't even believe this, how things work. This is how much of a matrix is going on with numbers and speaking and actions. And it's all a big matrix. Okay, so I've never tried anything like this. So I tried, because it happened at 45:33, but I decided to just say 45. I tried ngmatrix.org. I entered this in the search engine. Glass breaks at 45. I just thought, okay, he didn't say anything about it. He didn't say, oh, well, don't worry about that. He didn't say anything. He just, like, nothing happened. And I know but you know, when Juan, okay, guys, when Juan O'Savin is talking, and he cuts out, you don't hear him, and he's like, oh, you know, and whoever's with him, like Tom or somebody, will say, oh, well, we didn't hear quite what you said, and then he'll repeat it. Well, he's doing it at a certain timestamp, so you'll notice it, and you'll go back and figure out what he's saying right there. You'll look at the timestamp, and you'll go, oh my gosh, you did it at 3:18. And some people still don't think he's John Kennedy. They think he's somebody else. I don't know why. Or he's Diana. I mean, he calls us Diana too. Okay. So glass breaks at 45, the 45, you know, minute mark. It equals 261. Are you ready? 261. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. Can you even believe it? This is how intertwined everything is. This is like so cool. Then he said at 55:15, and that's important because it's on the fives. You know, there's 3 5s in there. He said, if you're wondering, wait, I'm back. He said, if you're wondering who I am, I'm John. Like, I'm back. John Kennedy, back, right? Then he said 4 flashes. Like, he didn't have to say 4 flashes at that point, but he did, because the Fanatron tube, I think, had flashed 4 times. Oh, was it that? I can't remember. Or it was the Spooky Central. Anyway, he said 4 flashes, and that's like, to me, it was 4 witnesses, not 2. And at 58 minutes, he says, we've managed to get away. And he said, get away. They got away with what they did in the Garden of Eden and at the cross, but they haven't been like completely free. I get that through coding. Like they're still under control. They have to do what they're told, when, and everything. So they're not all like what you would think of as being free to live life. Yeah, we've managed to get away. Yeah, and recovering, that right after that, he said recovering, like coming back after death, the beast event. And then he said communications have been restored, like the EAS and all that. You can get away with a lot of things now, like not in the future. People will be not doing the bad things that they've been doing. And I'm not talking about just the cabal. I'm talking about like all of us. Like, we won't be doing that stuff or thinking that way or speaking that way or treating people badly anymore. When you see what happens to other folks, you're not going to want to do anything bad. Nope. Yeah, you can get away with a lot of things now. Okay. And communications have been restored could be like, yeah, now you're talking directly to God. Like maybe you wouldn't even need an intercessor. Jesus saying, yeah, she's being pretty good today. Let's cut her some slack, you know, like maybe that's another way to look at communications are being restored. And he said a reset back to the beginning. I think we're going back to Eden. We are literally going back to Eden. And then he talked about a new waveform, like a tsunami idea, you know, the fake one. Let's see. And then at 1:02:05, and that was an 05s. Don't worry, Uncle John will look after you, he said. Like, that's so cool. And he said, I realized I haven't answered any questions. Better answer some questions. And that's like when we finally see them all. Like, and remember I'm always saying that the ladies will be in a veil and all that, and then the veil gets pulled up. Yeah, I think that's when they're all gonna tell us what's been going on. Like why they were gone, why they came back. And then they might even tell us in that same time, yeah, and we did bad stuff and we're gonna be punished. I'm not sure about that second part during that one, like, hey, we're back kind of thing, but it could be. He said a batteryless torch, like a flashlight. And then he said car. And it made me think of, okay, he's referring to a car without a battery. And he said radio, he said all this in a row: radio, broadcast, capabilities, all separately, confirm. And it sounds like an alert, you know, like a morning alert. And then he goes AM, not the right band. Like could think of it as morning, like middle of the morning, like 2 in the morning. And AM is a radio band, a frequency band. I mean, you guys might not even know that. That's weird. Younger people wouldn't know. We would know, us old guys. We know AM and FM. Yeah, he said not the right band. And also, band, Junior, and I think Diana and a whole bunch of them have been in lots of bands, you know. Junior played Blondie at one point. Like, I think I told you that. I hope I did. And I think he was Andrew Gold. Andrew Gold, he has that song, Thank You for Being a Friend. It came out when I was a senior in high school in 1978. So that's like one of my all-time favorite songs. And look at the official video for that song, and you'll see Andrew Gold. He's got red hair, of course, because Joe had red hair, right? Joseph Patrick Kennedy Jr. And he was reincarnated into our junior, JFKJR, right? So anyway, he's playing the piano, and you can see his finger is curved and all that stuff. His eyes look about right. Maybe there's contacts in there, but there's a lot that look correct, just without like a lot of mask and everything. So look at that video. You'll love it. Okay, speaking of bands, I was going off about bands, but he said no battery. And then he says no battery, and then he goes nothing. Like all the stuff he just said, nothing. Like all the stuff that will look like they're happening will be fake. You know, the bad things. And he said, let's see, that was at 1:07. So I noticed that when he said no battery, and then he paused, and then he said nothing. And he says frequencies change. Can hear the buzzing from the radio. I've been told not to say heal. He's been told not to say heal. So I'll say heel like a high heel with a shoe comm. I'll say heel, H-E-E-L. So he said H-double-E and then L, right? Anyway, so it was a shoe comm, right? Like for Jackie and Diana, the high and the low shoes. And then he said at 1:13 and 22, he said earthquake, cockroaches, and scare the pants off it. Okay, so he's had earthquake and then scare the pants off it. Like, And then what did he say? He said, I don't recommend this program written by John Crane. Like, you know, he would never, everybody's got their initials on the SPOOKY-2 programs that they wrote. So if you're looking for something for arthritis or, I can't even think, headaches, whatever it is, they have initials after each program, you know, and there's 61,000 that they have frequencies written for. It's amazing. Anyway, I don't recommend that program written by John Crane, JC, Jesus Christ. That's why he said that. You know, he wouldn't have said that about a guy's program that he works with. Let's see. And he said, always room for improvement. And that's because President Kennedy, as far as I know, was supposed to be the Christ that was on the cross, and he got taken down by all of them in probably a big group. It was like a conspiracy. That's another reason conspiracy theory is an important thing. And let's see. And they carried him off the cross. So when he said always room for improvement, that's because he's going to die. You know, that's what I think. So anyway, oh, and then he said, okay, there is one more page. Sorry, I thought that was it. He said, their drive is lost. I don't think we'll be driving. I think we'll be flying. I don't know. What do you think? No. If anybody knows where President Trump asked for ideas for people to send in, like for a modern world, I don't even know how it was framed. He asked some questions that, you know, and people are writing in suggestions like flying cars and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see where he asked it, what he actually said. If anybody could just tell me, if you can't find the link, just tell me what you remember. Like maybe it was even only written, you know, maybe it wasn't a video. I don't know, but I'd love to see it or read it. He said, the day I become an expert is the day I become arrogant. I'd like to thank, he said, yeah, I'd like to thank me mom and dad. He didn't say he said me mom and dad. Have a great week. And that was the end of the video. Well, like me, mom and dad, like he is the dad, right? I'm not sure if he was Diana in that video, but I think he was probably John. Anyway, me, mom and dad. And he supposedly he's from New Zealand and he has the thick accent. Well, become an expert is 686 and it's Jenna and Diana is Jennifer Mack. The Susan codes, and I get codes from a Susan, and Mary Magdalene code. And let's see, Fantastic Four popped up, like our one that I thought I was going to read with the final four, right? About the witnesses. So Fantastic Four could have been a reference to the four witnesses as well, the comics and the movie. Central casting, in simple, it's 146. And central casting, that's a President Trump phrase. And let's see, Game of Thrones, Prince of Wales, Wales. We act as one mind. So maybe Diana was him that day. Could be. Become arrogant. So the second part of his sentence, Hebrew or Jewish, it's 454 and it equals hoaxes. Oh, I didn't reread this today. Princess Peach, too big to fail. Now Diana is taller than Jackie. Okay, too big to fail. And Princess Peach and hoaxes. So I guess I forgot right at the end of this. I must have figured out it was Diana. So there you go. Oh, and Carol is chosen, and a Diana was always Carolyn Bissett. Okay, so simple 137 is tippy top, President Trump saying. Gematrix.org that I use all the time. Casino Royale, and that's a Juan O'Savin phrase, you know, that's a movie, of course, but it's Juan brings that up a lot. And I think, and Royal Flush. Oh my gosh, he's so, Casino Royale and Royal Flush. So yeah, Royale, Royal Flush, Diana. So that was Diana. That's fun, huh? That is fun. So anyway, I think I'm done. I've done a lot of stuff today, talked a lot, and I just love you guys, and thank you for all your help. And I hope you guys will consider Lisa D's thing from a couple of videos ago. She was on with me. She's a friend, and she's going to do frequency scans for you guys. And you can do either ones that are like $10, or you can do ones that cost more that are way, way more involved. And a $10 one, you can pick a body system and have it scanned. And it's all remote. It's so cool. It must be quantum, just like the Rife system. So I think it's exciting. And she's going to give half of the proceeds to us for Mr. Handy for anything that we need to do. So anyway, I hope you consider that. I'll have her links down below. And it'd be fun anyway. You get to see what's going on with your body. So take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I love you. Bye.